Hi, I'm Rachel from Girls Run the World, the digital training platform and community for female runners and triathletes. I'm here tonight to show you a 5 to 10 minute yoga mobility recovery. It's great for after a long training weekend or if you've had a race. I know lots of the clients we coach virtually have just done the Manchester Marathon, so this could be great for you. So you can have if you have a block, that's great, or a foam roller, but you don't actually need one, it's just additional. So you're going to lie down on the mat or just on your carpet, you don't even need a mat. Keep your legs bent and your feet flat to help really release off into that lower back, no strain on the lower back. You're really going to try to focus on the breath before you do anything else. Training creates a cortisol stress response, and if we have that with work and family too, there's only so much cortisol we can take. So this is also not just about the recovery for your muscles, but also your cortisol stress response as well. So if you just take the time, you're going to try to breathe through your nose. Inhale for a count of 3 and exhale for a count of 3. Every time you inhale, try and hold it for a beat before you exhale. 3, 2, 1. As you inhale, try not to use your shoulders to take the inhale. Keep your shoulders nice and relaxed. You can turn your hands facing up and just inhale. 3. Hold for a beat and exhale. 3, 2. Inhale. 3. And exhale. 3, 2. Maybe you take your watch off as well, so you've got no kind of distractions about time. It's only going to be a short one, so you've got time to fit it in. Or association with your race that you might have just done. And just really focus on that inhale and exhale, keeping your jaw relaxed, your eyes relaxed, palms facing up. Opener. So you want to take your feet to, if you haven't got a mat, just imagine the width of a mat. Turn your toes just very slightly out, and then all you're going to do is drop, we'll go this way first, drop your right knee to one side and let that drag your left leg over, and you're going to raise your right arms the same side as your to where your legs are going. I've been training for an Ironman today, so my brain's a bit befuddled. So this stretch is really good, and again, keep with that breath for your tension fascia latae, which is this strip ligament that runs down here into your ITB. So if you typically suffer from ITB or have any niggles in your knees, this can really help. And also it really helps open up through that hip flexor on that side and all the way through the side of the body. So you're just going to hold here. If it starts feeling like too much stress, you can put cushions or pillows underneath your knees to help take the stress a little bit away from it. But gravity is doing the work for you here. You're not trying to push into it. And the exhale. And you'll find the longer you stay in it, and kind of aiming for about 2 to 3 minutes. Stretch, or that it will change slightly. You might start feeling it a little bit more in your shoulder or this side where you're really opening up through the ribs and that chest area. This leg, you might start feeling giving way a little bit more in a good way. Ashtanga Ujjayi breath, where you kind of make a noise as you inhale through your nose and exhale. Through a pebbly beach. Relax the hips after all the running or cycling. As well, particularly if you've been doing a marathon or you're hunched over your bike and all this part of your body's all closed off. Last inhale here and exhale. Well, of course, if you're doing this video and watching and then you want to do it yourself, I'd recommend staying in this posture for longer if you can, if you've got the time. So you can inhale your right leg up and let that draw your left leg over. Slowly bring down that right arm, and then you're just going to make sure your feet are in the right position. Slowly let the right knee lead and then the left knee come over, and then raise that left arm. And again, let's focus on that breathing. For a count of 3, keeping your jaw relaxed, and exhaling 3. So you lengthen the back of the neck as well. You can find even this pose quite a challenge the longer you stay in it. So just put a cushion under your right knee. That can take some of the weight or the gravity of the pull, make it a little bit more relaxing. Through this hip and this side. Down here. Left knee, and then bring the right knee up to follow and bring that arm down. Restorative butterfly pose. So you can do, all you're going to do is bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees come out to the side and hands facing up. Again, it really stretches out the adductors and really helps that lower back release. So you just really want to feel your body melting into the mat. Lengthen a little bit by tucking your chin. So you don't want to be like this, trying to lengthen through the back of the neck. Through your body, don't try and dig your body into the mat. Just relax into it. Chest and pec muscles here. One bit further, really open up through the chest, which can get really tight when you're hunching over in a run. The longer you're going, especially marathon, get really tight through here. So yeah, you're going to take a block, or a foam roller's more of an extreme version. So you're just going to line the block, bottom of the block with the bottom of your shoulder blades. Come back into the position with your legs, and you could just bring your arms over, and you can see I'm very tight in my shoulders. My hands struggle to touch the floor, so you could have a cushion here to make that a little bit easier. But it really elevates and opens the chest a little bit more, without it being too extreme or too difficult. You can also have your arms like this. As I say, some of you will be able to put your arms flat on the floor and it'll be fine. As you breathe in, slowly and gently exhale out. In and exhale. Slowly bring your arms down. Remove the block or the roll of your hand. That then should feel much more open through here. Again, try and stay in it for as long as possible. And our last opener for the hips, which will really help your lower back as well, is a half spinal twist. So you're going to bring your right leg up and over your left leg, no gap between them, and then lift your hips up, and you want to twist onto your left hip, and then just let your knees fall to the side. Your legs are in a kind of bind. I don't want a full eagle bind because that can place too much stress and just be too difficult. But you can see my bottom leg is on top of this, my other leg, and that helps kind of add weight and bring that leg down a bit. But just relax into it. If you find your arms like this in the air, have cushions. You should be able to have that spinal twist as well. And your arms should be on the floor. But if you're very tight through your shoulders or got very little twist through your spine, flexibility through your spine, you'll need a cushion. Otherwise you'll really feel that through your chest muscle. But it really helps stretch out the glutes, the piriformis, the TFL and CITB again, and then that really affects your QL, which attaches into your spine at the back, which can also make your back very sore after a long ride, and this really helps to restore and open that out. So you can look straight up or over to the opposite side to your legs. I find looking straight up a bit more relaxing, less strain on the neck, but it's personal preference, whichever feels better to you. Just really focus on that breathing. This is the kind of stretch that's really nice to stay in for 3 to 5 minutes, because the longer you stay in it, the more you'll feel your knees getting close to the floor. Try and really let that relax. Feel like you're letting go of everything, and then the longer you stay in this, you'll realise you're not. So typical things can be inside thigh feels really tight, because this might be so tight here that you might be inadvertently clenching to stop rolling over a little bit more. So try to just really focus on the breath and let the body fall where gravity takes it. bring those legs up, unravel them, and then look down the line of your body, make sure you're straight again before switching over the other side. So left over right, no gap. Lift up your hips off the floor and then twist over to that right hand side and just let your knees fall to the side. You'll definitely find that one side feels tighter than the other. If you're very open in your hips or hyperflexible, in order to feel this, you may need to find that you need to take your knees higher up towards your head. And you may want to do that anyway. It slightly changes the stretch that you feel. I can feel it much more in my glute the higher I take it up, but again, it just depends what your body's like. So have a little play, like lower and higher. But the most important thing is do it with the breath and try and stay in it for at least 3 to 5 minutes so you'll really feel the benefits of it. Can lengthen through the neck. Knees softening down towards the floor. A little bit more of that twist coming into your spine. Release through that pec muscle, which you can tighten just from day-to-day living, sitting at a desk, let alone long endurance running or being on a bike a lot. And exhale. Simple hip openers that will help you relax and restore after a race or training run. You can find more of our courses. We're going to have a 30-day yoga course starting over on our platform soon. You can check that out via the website, which will be in the link below. Thanks very much for joining us.